Manchester United take on Huddersfield in our last away game of the season. Now, we've got pretty little to play for Manchester United now between now and the end of the season, because top four has become virtually, in my eyes, impossible now. I just can't see Arsenal and Chelsea slipping up a couple more times for Manchester United to make it, and Chelsea and Tottenham are just a little bit too far ahead of Manchester United. And we don't deserve to make the top four. We've been absolutely horrendous. And if Manchester United somehow, by hook or by crook, managed to get in the top four, Jesus Christ, it would just show how awful the other teams are. The Tottenhams, the Chelseas, or Arsenal's, whoever would be to slip out of it. Just absolutely shocking. But Manchester United have been absolutely shocking in recent weeks. Haven't had a win in a few games, and even when we have won, we've just scraped against West Ham and Watford. They're the last two recent wins, and we've only scraped them and haven't been performing well at all. Manchester United have got a number of injury concerns to worry about going into this game. But if you pick two fixtures to end the season, these two, as they happen to be now, would be two fixtures you would pick as your two games that you would want to play. They really are. They're teams at the bottom of the table. Huddersfield are going to finish bottom. For me, probably the worst team. It will go down for me. It's probably the worst team in Premier League history. Okay, they won't have the worst points tally as Derby did that season, but Manchester United won the Champions League that season. And this Premier League, there's a lot of horseshit teams in this Premier League, and for them to have as low points as they've got, I think it's got to go down as the worst. That league that season, the other teams were better than the teams are in this league, no doubt about it. I mean, Man City and Liverpool are absolutely running away with this league, and that is because the other teams are absolutely shocking in this league. There isn't a good one amongst them. And you're looking at even Tottenham. I think they've lost 12 games this season and they're sitting in third position. I mean, that is absolutely atrocious. And nobody seems to want to get in that top four besides Liverpool and Man City. So he's going to have to make changes for this game. Rashford could be out of this game, may have to sit out. Lukaku apparently injured, may not play either of the final two games. Mason Greenwood out injured as well, which is a massive blow because he could have started this game. So we are down to the bare bones in the striking position. We've got no strikers for this game, and I don't know what he's going to go for in this game. But Romero's out injured as well, so David Hare is definitely going to keep his place between the sticks. Now, the back four, he's going to go with Ashley Young, but I would go with Dalot. Then Lindelof, Smalling and Shaw. Then Pogba, Herrera, Matic would be the midfield three. And then it's the other three in the attacking areas, which is the problem for Manchester United. It's probably going to have to be Martial. For me, it would be Martial, Sanchez, and in behind that, I would go for Gomez, but he probably won't start Gomez, but there is rumours that Gomez could potentially play. He has been talking on Sky Sports. I haven't seen the interview yet. I don't know too much about it, but it's indicating that he may be involved in the squad for this game. In the last few games for the under-23s, for me, he's looked absolutely fantastic, creating chances, having a cracking shot that hit the bar the other week. Just his all-round game just looks fantastic at the moment. Maybe not getting the goal threat that Chong and Greenwood have got in the under-23s. He hasn't got the goal tally that certainly Greenwood's getting, but he's got himself a number of assists lately. He creates chances. He's a very good passer of the ball. Just an all-round very, very good player. And I know some people think that he hasn't maybe hit the heights in the under-23s as people thought, but he is an attacking midfielder, and he's not going to hit the heights and that of what Mason Greenwood's hitting for the under-23s, going straight into the under-23s, Mason, and banging in the goals. That's just not Gomez's game, and he was probably playing levels above what the players in the under-18s were playing when he was banging in goals for fun in the under-18s. The players just probably weren't on his level. And if you look back, the likes of Ravel Morrison and Paul Pogba banged in goals for fun in the under-18s, but they're not prolific goal scorers when they've gone on into the first team, and sometimes it's just that way. A lot of players are just ahead of their time in that league, and when they get into the next one, they find it harder. And midfielders generally don't get the amount of goals that obviously the forwards get, and that's just the way it is. Gomez is never going to be a 20, 25 goal a season man. That's not his game. And I think he's a fantastic prospect for Manchester United, and I really do think that he could do well playing in more that number 10 role, maybe in behind two forwards, for this game, but he may well choose to bring Jesse Lingard back in or keep Juan Mata in the team, but I personally wouldn't. I wouldn't play the likes of Fred either. I think they need to come out of the team. I just don't think Fred's done any deserved justice to be in this team, to be honest. I really don't this season. So there is options, obviously the likes of Andreas Pereira as well for Manchester United. So there is options that he will probably put Scott McTominay ahead of Gomez. So Gomez might not even get on the substitutes bench for this game. But these two games mean very little for Manchester United, to be honest. I mean, there's a good chance Manchester United could still win these two games, and we won't finish in the top four anyway, barring an absolute miracle that Arsenal and Chelsea both fucked their games up. I think Chelsea got to only get a maximum of about 1 point out the last two games for Manchester United to get anywhere, unless Manchester United hammer these two teams, which just isn't realistic for Manchester United. It really isn't. But this Huddersfield team, they've let in, I think, the second most goals in the league, behind only Fulham, and they've only scored about 20 goals this season. So Manchester United should really be going into this game in confident mood that we can put these away and just move on to that last game of the season and get this horrendous season out of the way. The only positive is that Mason Greenwood may return for that final game, and if we do fuck this game up, then I would expect a whole host of youth to play in that final game, because there will really literally be nothing riding on it, because I can't see things changing in the foot of the table. I mean, Huddersfield are already down, so this is for them is complete dead rubber. But Cardiff next weekend could still survive. It is very, very unlikely that Cardiff will stay up now this season, because Brighton I think they're about 4 points clear of them. So it's very, very unlikely, but there could still mathematically be something riding on it. So Manchester United may have to go with a goodish team for that game, just so that Cardiff don't win the game and then and go and survive, and Manchester United get all the rap for it. But this game, it doesn't matter too much if Manchester United rotate. Obviously, I would like to see, because we have seen some other youngsters brought into the fold for the training this week. I know they do get that a number of times a season. They get brought into that, and the fact that there's no games for youth level anymore this season, that might have helped why they've just been brought in, just to gain them a bit of experience. Leo Connor's been brought into the fold for the first team. James Garner's also there, Chong, and obviously Gomez, and Greenwood would have been in there if it wasn't for injury. So there's a number of players. Obviously Ethan Laird's been out injured a lot this season. He was a name that could have been in with a shout, and Ollie did say he was going to make his debut, but unfortunately he's been injured. And Levitt also could have made his debut this season. He wasn't one of the names told from Ollie that he might get his debut, but he's had a decent season and probably is deserving of a first team appearance probably next season. But these games are just dead, pretty much dead rubbers to me, to be honest. We're not getting that top four, and roll on next season. Just hopefully the summer's good, Manchester United can move forward. Anyway, I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this game 2-1. I'm not confident that Manchester United's defence can hold out in this game, but I'm hopeful that Manchester United can put a couple of goals past this poor Huddersfield team and just move on, really. To be honest, it's just be nice to see a win. Never want to see Manchester United lose a game, so just get the job done, win the game and just move on, and we'll see what happens. If the others do fuck up, then happy days. I mean, you couldn't get any better than Manchester United. It finished in the top four. That would be an incredible end to the season. It really would, considering how horseshit we are. But I just can't see it. I can't see Chelsea dropping points against a Watford team that have got the FA Cup final in their mind, and Arsenal would have to drop points against Brighton probably, and they may drop points against Burnley, but I just can't see it, because Chelsea would have to drop points against Watford and then Leicester. I just cannot see that, and Arsenal would probably have to lose to one of them teams. And I just don't see both of that happening and Manchester United winning their games. It just doesn't look likely. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.